Welcome to Sunday School for Sunday, August 6, 2023, for our senior high students, ages 15 to 17. I do not own the rights to this music. Today's Bible basis is coming out of Nehemiah chapter 8, verses 13 through 18. The Bible Truth, Festival of Booths. The title of today's story, Cause for Celebration. Pete looked down at his watch and yawned. After collapsing on the sofa, he mumbled, "This is so stupid. I cannot wait until this thing is over." "I cannot believe you're still complaining," said his mother. "Didn't I tell you to find something to do?" "Ma, there's nothing," Pete said as he looked around the house. "Every female family member is running around here putting up little bitty pink baby decorations. I'm a dude. I don't do pink." His mother shook her head and chuckled. "Look, you'll be surprised how fast time goes when you're busy working on something." Pete started following her around the room. "Can I please go over to Charlie's? I promised I'd help him change the oil in his car today. We've been planning to celebrate the baby dedication for a few months now. You knew that, so you shouldn't have made other plans." Pete plopped down in another chair. "I don't even get what the big deal is. This is the third party for the kid, and she isn't even a year old. They had a shower before she was even born. There was that big whoop-de-doo the day she finally decided to introduce herself to the world. Now we're having another party because she was dedicated at church today? That's too much." "Sweetheart, this is your sister's first child and my first grandchild. Besides, every baby is a beautiful gift, a blessing straight from God. When God blesses us, we should celebrate that blessing by dedicating her to God. That's our way of thanking Him and letting Him know that we're setting her aside for Him because He gave her to us." Our lesson scripture is coming out of Nehemiah chapter 8, verses 13 through 18. "And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests and the Levites, unto Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the law. And they found written in the law, which the Lord had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month, and that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth unto the mount, and fetch olive branches, and pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of fig trees to make booths, as it is written." So the people went forth and brought them, and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in the courts of the house of God, and in the street of the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Ephraim. And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the days of Jeshua the son of Nun unto that day had not the children of Israel done so, and there was very great gladness. Also day by day, from the first day unto the last day, he read in the book of the law of God. And they kept the feast 7 days, and on the 8th day was a solemn assembly, according unto the manner. Though the children of Israel were God's chosen people, they were far from perfect. The Old Testament is full of numerous accounts of the many ways they failed God. In some instances, they were taken into captivity for generations. Separation from their homes and customs caused them to lose sight of what God had told them to do. However, when they saw their mistakes, they were able to turn from them and enter wholeheartedly into the life that God desired for them, complete with celebrations that were instituted to remind them of their deliverance from slavery in Egypt. People use festivals and celebrations as observances of things most important to them in life. The festival of booths and Ezra's reading were an observation of the Israelites' wilderness exile and the giving of the law, which the people celebrated joyously. Pete's mother and the rest of his family couldn't help but celebrate the birth of a little baby girl. By doing so, they cultivated an attitude of gratitude within their family. Questions from our story today. Question 1. Why do you think Pete made plans with his friend even though he knew about the party his family had planned? Question 2. Did Pete's family go overboard as they celebrated the baby's birth? Why or why not? Question 3. How do you think Pete responded to his mother's explanation? Explain your answer. The questions from our lesson scripture. Question 1. Explain why the people gathered around Ezra. Question 2. What was discovered in the book of the law? In question 3, Ezra read from the book of the law every day of the festival. Explain why. What is your cause for celebration? Reflect on the blessings you've received from God. Share with your friends your top 5 causes for celebration. The memory verse for today's lesson. And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity made booths, and sat under the booths. For since the days of Jeshua the son of Nun unto that day had not the children of Israel done so, and there was very great gladness. And that's Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 17. The end. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.